Have you ever wondered about SLI on the X399 platform and how it scales? Or maybe you've thought about a dual graphics card configuration in a closed case with a Ryzen Threadripper CPU build? Well, here is a video that'll probably answer some of your questions. Okay, so we'll go through benchmark results shortly. I just want to go through test bench. It's my new rig, which is the AMD Threadripper 1920X CPU on an X399 MSI Pro Carbon AC motherboard, and I've chosen to go with a Corsair RGB 3000 MHz quad channel DDR4 memory and some various SSDs. So here we go. Let's go into the benchmarks. Okay, something that we're going to start off with is times by, which is obviously a 3D mark. In each of these tests, I gathered the maximum frame rates, the minimum frame rates, the average frame rates, as well as the scores on the benchmarks if they provided them. I've also got the max temperatures, just in case you were interested in how the airflow is working in my particular case, which is an NZXT S340 Elite. And some of the results I expected, like for example the 3D Mark one I definitely expected. Yeah, certain ones I didn't realize that SLI was very poorly implemented in Valley, and Superposition didn't support it at all as well. There is a profile online that you can find and add that into the NVIDIA control panel. That will obviously help, but I didn't want to mess around with that too much. So something that was interesting was temperatures. Adding the extra graphics card in my particular case and motherboard didn't actually impact temperatures basically at all. And the 970, as you can probably imagine, sucked a bit more juice and produced a bit more heat than the 1070 MSI Armors that I got. So moving on to the conclusion. So the test methodology for the benchmarks consisted of running the test at least twice, then working out the average of the runs to come to the data in this video. The temperatures were the max temperatures that were recorded through HWMoniter after the multiple tests had been run, and obviously was reset after that particular test, ready for the next one. So that's how I got my maximum temperatures. So what have we learned? Well, basically, I now know that I have a PC that's beats 98% of the PCs that have been tested by Benchmark worldwide, which is not exactly, I didn't think it would be anywhere near that, to be honest. Something else that's interesting is the MSI Armor 1070s are very quiet, especially in SLI. I was expecting a lot of high temperatures, also expecting some noise, but really in this configuration there's a big gap between the two cards. Yeah, overall running the test for a long period of time, temperatures basically were very good. The average temperature in the room at the time was between 21 and 23 degrees when running the benchmarks, just for reference. So SLI scaling seems to be around the 95% mark within 3D Mark as improvement by having the two cards, which obviously synthetic benchmarks, that's just how it is. But 27% improvement in Heaven. Obviously I would have preferred a bit more than that, to be honest. It's one of those things. It is optimized for SLI, but yeah, great. So basically going to Superposition, very disappointed in terms of the SLI configuration and how it's set up for that. There was no improvement at all, hence why I didn't even bother putting them in this chart. So you may notice Metro 2033, that is not the Redux edition, that is the original. It just happened to be a game that I just had that I knew was NVIDIA kind of co-developed, we'll say, for the special effects. So I did expect SLI to work. I did tinker around with some settings that were online, but it seemed to be just the Redux edition that them tweaks worked with, so I couldn't get it working. So yeah, if you try and run that with an SLI set up at the moment these days, it crashes. Great. So all the descriptions for the programs I used, just for reference once again, they will be in the description below. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Cheers. Bye-bye.